Okay, guys, we've got a crazy one for you today. Continuing in 2 Samuel chapter 15, looking at moral injury. And I was going to focus on David's moral injury as he exits Jerusalem. And it says he's crying and weeping over basically his son Absalom's coup. And Absalom, instead of fighting him, he just goes ahead and grabs his people and he leaves the city. But it talks about David leaving Jerusalem, the streets lined with people who are mourning for him and crying, and he's headed up to the Mount of Olives. And he had this humble attitude as he left. And I just thought, okay, yes, he's got this moral injury that's caused by betrayal of his son, who's leading a coup. But it wasn't just his son Absalom. I mean, there was a priest of the Lord, a great counselor of David, who betrayed him and went with Absalom, and several people who today we would kind of think of as being in his presidential cabinet, if you will. So he was surprised at the amount of people and the caliber of people who left him. So he was dealing with quite a bit of betrayal, and we know he was crying and he was upset. So we know how deeply this affected him. But all of a sudden, it reminded me of when Jesus went up to the Mount of Olives during his Passion Week. He comes into the city of Jerusalem. Instead of people lining the streets and weeping for him, they lined the streets and they cheered for him, Hosanna, and they called him the Son of David. They laid down palm branches, and he rode a donkey into the city. People cheered for him. It's the opposite of David, but Jesus also had the humble attitude. And it's just interesting how they, side by side, David leaves Jerusalem and the people are crying for him. Jesus enters Jerusalem, and at the time the people are cheering for him. Now later that same crowd will cheer or start yelling, "Crucify him." It'll be the same people. But anyway, David's moral injury and the side-by-side comparison with Jesus and how they entered and exited Jerusalem, there's just something there. It's really cool. So anyway, I'll let you soon.